Hello everyone, it's me, Clayton. I just saw Angry Birds 2, which is a sequel to the hit film from 2016. Now, while it managed to get a decent amount of money at the box office, while I am a decent fan of the games, I was not a big fan of the movie, as it seemed loaded with cliches, and it seemed to have far too many jokes that failed to hit the mark. Angry Birds Movie 2, on the other hand, while it certainly isn't perfect, is definitely a big improvement in my eyes. Let's get to the story, shall we? The story revolves around Red, again, played by Jason Sudeikis, who has become a hero ever since the events of the first film, bravely defending the Bird Island from all the pig invaders. But when a giant ball of ice crashes near the pig's island, Leonard, the main antagonist of the first movie, goes over to Red's place to say they need to work together to stop these eagles from this third island from taking out all the residents of our other two islands. So they have to form a team with Chuck, played by Josh Gad, Bomb, played by Danny McBride, new character Silver, Chuck's sister, played by Rachel Bloom, Mighty Eagle, played by Peter Dinklage, and a ton of other characters as they try to stop this movie's villain, played by Leslie Jones, from destroying their way of life. Now, the reason I found this film more interesting than the first one is mainly just because it has a plot that we've also seen before, it executes on it in a much more funny way. It definitely feels like Shrek 2 in the sense that there's more thought put out to these jokes, especially when it comes to the fact that, like Shrek 2, they're very fast-paced. This was the case in the first movie too, but it just felt like only one joke worked out of like 4 or 5 that they throw at you. Here, even if one joke doesn't work, there are 2 or 3 that come after that are legitimately funny. Sure, some are lowbrow and crass, just like the first film, but there are some that legitimately caught me off guard, such as the various ways Danny McBride's character either misunderstands situations or explodes at a moment's notice. Chuck's ability of super speed is basically handled with the same amount of humor as Quicksilver from X-Men Days of Future Past, one of the only good things I still have from the X-Men movies, and new character Silver has an energetic performance from Rachel Bloom, as well as a lot of fun quirks that allow her to stand out. Also, Leslie Jones is actually pretty funny, and considering her past work with the 2016 Ghostbusters movie, it's definitely a step up, especially since her villain actually does have a decent backstory and a pretty cool connection to Mighty Eagle from the first film. Speaking of which, Peter Dinklage is allowed to be funny here, considering he's allowed to act like a coward, he's allowed to embrace a variety of emotions, unlike in the first film, and we learn new tidbits to his character, which I found to be pretty, well, if not interesting, at least funny in a lot of areas. The animation is pretty much on the same level as the first film, albeit with a few new locations and a few new character designs added in, and it works well for the most part. Now, it is true that the film still has a product of the times kind of feel to it, but unlike in the first one, that's not all there is to it. It does have some legitimately witty Looney Tunes style humor. It still does have a few cool scenes of setting up a plan and action scenes that you might recall flashbacks from the Lego movie, and it's clear that Sony Pictures Entertainment has legitimately tried to make this more of an entertaining product rather than a collection of half-baked ideas, thinly connected to the video game. In fact, so this one is more far removed from the video game to the point where it's allowed these ideas to fully flourish. There's even a side plot involving the hatchlings that not only is very cute, but it also happens to have some of my favorite lines in the film. So it definitely is a mixed bag once again, but this time there's more good things in it than bad. So I give Angry Birds Movie 2 a 7 out of 10. See you next time.